Hello and welcome to my vlog. I am William A. Rumley and this is my journey to writing. Stay tuned and enjoy this once a week vlog. Hello and welcome back to the vlog. This week we have some exciting things. I'm going to talk about my trip to the USS Rotterdam, and we got to see the Disney Dream with some friends at the Rotterdam port. Then I'm going to show you some pictures from my new writer's nook. Then I have some major updates. Stay tuned, this will be fun. So we decided to go with friends to the Rotterdam port, not the Rotterdam port. Primarily, we were there to visit the SS Rotterdam, which is a Dutch cruise ship that was in service for 40 years and has now been turned into kind of a monument in Rotterdam Harbor. It allows tours. It's a hotel. You can stay there. There are activities. I saw this with an event we did with work, and it just impressed me. So I had to bring all my friends back to it, and we did the full tour. And here now you see some pictures of the areas that the tour took you to, including the old rooms coming from left to right. Picture of the dress uniform, picture of the captain's quarters, the SS Rotterdam from the parking lot, as you see from when you park your car. Parking lot parks your car. Yeah, that's stupid. Okay. And then also one of the crew quarters where three people were living. It's now permanently docked in Rotterdam, and like I said, it's a hotel. I'll give you the URL at the end. We had a complete tour, so it took us from the bridge to the engine room, and here are some shots of us on the bridge with the different equipment and the navigation room, looking out from the bridge to see the places where the chains, the anchors were deployed from. Um, Weather equipment. It was a complete tour, very good. It was an audio tour, so you can pick it in any language that you wanted. There were also guides all over the place that you can stop and ask questions to. Most of the guides had served on the SS Rotterdam at some point in their careers. One of them was on it for 8 years, and another one was on it for 2 years, but has been serving here at the SS Rotterdam Hotel for the last 20 years. The Rotterdam stopped being a cruise ship in 1997 and had been refurbished and then turned into this hotel in the 2000s. At the time of its building, it was the most advanced ship that was ever built in Netherlands because it was oil to steam and steam powered. It had a massive 6 engine rooms, similar to the one that you see here. 6 of those that charged and powered the ship with the batteries and the processes. Here in the center picture, here's the deployment of the flukes. If the ship was hitting heavy water, it actually push out fins on either side to help keep it stable. It was useful if the ship was going into the heavy waves. And here is a picture of the inner swimming pool that when it was filled up, the fish mosaics on the ground would actually reflect and look like they're fishes in the pool. Here's a couple of pictures from the deck looking at the gangway, looking at the primary gangway, the guest entrance gangway, the primary gangway for officers and delegations, the Lido restaurant with its outdoor seating, and there you see the outdoor pool. And then here is a picture from an upper deck, again, of the front of the ship, or of the aft of the ship. This is the back. For a ship of this size, it had, through its career, dealt with first class and economy class patrons. And they talk about how they had to do the separations in the ship, including separate stairwells, um, separate exercise areas, separate restaurants. But later on, when that all went away, then you were able to see it became normal. The full ship was available for all the passengers, as it did world cruises. And it cruised from Rotterdam to New York. It cruised around the Caribbean Bay. It went through the Suez Canal. It did a world cruise. This thing for 40 years had been a very popular cruise ship. And now it's a very nice hotel. And there's not a piece of rust anywhere on it. It's well maintained. The hotel room's comfortable. The food is fantastic. And the entertainment is always good. And it's only a short shuttle ride to the metro station where you can get access to all of the Rotterdam. So here's some impressions I got from the ship. Um, there's beautiful places where they have donated or museum quality machines placed there for you to review and see stuff that could have been used during the lifetime of it. Then this is a shot of the restaurant. That's a shot of the compass, and then the old lifeboats. So these things are nets in the middle, and the ocean was exposed, and you would throw this in to capture a swimmer or a man overboard, and they would have some kind of protection until the ship came around with its longboats to pick you out of the water. And here we have a picture of the captain's cabin, the dock work at the upper the cruise area of the outside with the longboat on the right. Um, the green area is the crew place, but they put down these matting so that guests wouldn't slip. And they have a wonderful history show talking about the opening of the USS or SS Rotterdam and dedication by the Queen of the time and everything. Very good. They do daily tours. They do a complete tour, which is an audio tour, but it includes an engine room physical tour. So guide takes you through the engine room. They do the audio tour takes you throughout the rest of the ship. It takes you through the bridge and all the officer areas. Um, they also have a weekly art tour because they have a number of art pieces. And then they have many events and activities, especially designed around the people who stay overnight there or stay for a weekend. The restaurants are fantastic and delicious. And like I said, it's not too far away from getting to anything that is in Rotterdam. And it's on the other side of the river. And if we take that riverboat, we could get over to the museum quarter where there's 7 or 8 different museums. The website ssrotterdam.nl will tell you all about them. It's a great trip and highly recommended.
And here we are, the Disney Dream in Rotterdam. We spent 7 days on that ship in the Mediterranean and it's come now to our country. Amazing. Let's go take a look at it.
So here we see the Disney Dream as it's docked at the Rotterdam port. And it does this a couple of times, but the Rotterdam or the Disney cruise lines, they have all kinds of unique trips. And so this is the second time that we've seen it in Rotterdam, and it's not slated to return. So the next time we see a ship in Rotterdam will be probably in the next year, will probably be another Disney cruise line. So just having access to the ship was fun. And again, we took our friends with us. Our only problem was when the Rotterdam Dream or Rotterdam received the Disney Dream, it was not open for visitors. So though we couldn't visit anything, we were, however, able to take pictures of the ship out and about and around. And with our friends present, we were just pointing out things. Oh, there's the cabanas, and our room was over here, and there's the Aqua Mouse, and they were very happy to have seen all these different pieces and parts that we were able to show them. Unfortunately, when the Disney Dream or most cruise ships they take port, they don't allow visitors on board. The only way you can be a visitor on board one of these ships is if you have a family member who's part of the crew, and then it's limited visits. Anyway, let's point out here here on the aft of the ship in the last photo, you can make out Mickey Mouse battling with his broomsticks. So that completes our excursions out. And now the second part of this vlog is I wanted to show you my writer's nook. This was the concept art that we built with the AI that I previously showed you. But now let's take a look at what I really built. So here we see um, the centerpiece is the computer desk and a computer table with a monitor. On the picture to the left, you can see the empty place where I put my laptop and plug everything in, and thus enabling me to use this as my writing station. When a writer builds a writing desk, it is not just a desk that you use in the office. It's got to have inspiration. It's got to have encouragement. It's got to have the things that make you want to keep working. And so I filled up, I printed out a bunch of my computer art and hung them. And then I have my dragons and my stones all over the place. Let's take a look at the next. You see top to bottom of the writer's nook as it fits in the corner of my top floor, my desk. And yeah, it used to be my meditation place, but now I've turned it into my writing place. Then I have a ton of dragons I love, and keep an eye on the picture to the right, the dragon sitting on the books. Keep an eye on him for book 5. Just saying. And maybe this dragon in the middle, he might appear someplace too. And again, the different compartments and parts all have dragons and indications and symbols and all kinds of things to inspire me in my writing. And it's filled with electric candles and lights. And that was my vlog for this week, but let's finish with some updates. So, book 1 out for sale. Thank you very much. Buy it, learn it, love it, tell people about it. Like this vlog, watch my reels, follow the website, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Pinterest, find me on Facebook, and of course, love or subscribe here on YouTube. The rewrite of book 2 is complete. It is now with Joanne, and she's going to spend her time to make sure I crossed all my T's and dotted all my I's. I'm using the same names. I'm being consistent, following if my pacing is good, and giving me the input necessary to make it a great book into a fantastic book. At the same time, Chris has told me he's now slapping paint on canvas. The cover is being painted. Now we're going to give them time to build these things up and to make it fantastic. And in the meantime, what I'm going to do, starting tomorrow, I go back to book 3. And I'm going to first take all the lessons I've learned from the rewrite of book 2 and apply that to the things that I've already written in book 3 and then keep going. My goal is to complete book 3's first write and to do its second write so I can give that to my beta reader in December. If Joanne is not done with book 2 by December, and Chris is, or then I will start writing book 4. My beta reader will return his comments on book 2 when he's ready. Probably needs 3-4 months for that. Joanne will give me back book 2 fully edited and ready to go. If there's any major changes, then that will delay, but no problem, we'll do it. If I will do my own rewrite and or my own reread. And if I decide to add more, then I have to have that edited by her too. All that means that if those happen, then I may not make my publishing goal of February. But if we are good and I get a thumbs up from Joanne, And Chris is ready with the cover. February looks like my goal publishing month. Could be March, could be April. These are the things that we don't know yet, but we will see. Could be Joanne Sings is terrible and I have to start all over again. Also a possibility, but I trust Joanne. I've also starting to organize my scene index for book 4. This is an exciting time. I'm seeing the end of book 2's process into its publication. If you haven't picked up book 1 yet, though, please do. You want to read that before you read book 2. But I will say they are standalone stories that have hooks in between them. Anyway, that's this week's blog. Let's stay tuned to listen to my closing statements. My marketing is still focused on book 1 and will be until I am about a month ahead of publishing book 2, and I'm sure of its publication date. There are the images that you're seeing now in this vlog. These are all book 2 images. The domination or detonate for Morgana's dome. That is book 2. And I'm so happy I can take these characters to that higher level and to almost get them ready for presenting to you. And now we will return to the Songs of Suffering, book 3, and go back into the storylines of Albert and Graz as they investigate the sickness that is infecting Solomon. Thank you for this week's vlog. Tune in next week. Share, like, and subscribe. Bill out.
I sit beneath the breathing sky. The stars unfold before my eyes. The threads fall back, the story